As betrayed spouses, I think sometimes we don't recognize fully the deep level of emotion and pain our unfaithful spouse is experiencing. I think in some ways we feel like they don't deserve to feel pain because they caused this, right? We feel justified in their pain. They should feel pain. They caused this, right? I experienced those assumptions, those feelings, and that attitude. I totally remember feeling like that. What I want to help us understand, if you're watching this video and you're a betrayed spouse, is that empathy can go a long way in healing your relationship. And you may not be ready for what I'm going to talk about in this video because you may still feel a great deal of anger and bitterness, and this may not be for you right now. But if you keep listening and it's not for you, I encourage you just to put it in your back pocket. Okay, just hang on to it until you're at a place in your recovery where you can really listen to what I'm saying and help put it forth within your relationship for the sake of the relationship. So stay tuned, let's talk about it. So I want to make an argument that empathy is important, but compassion may be even more important. Here's what I mean by that. Empathy is the act of coming alongside someone because you understand what they're feeling. You're coming into that emotion with them. Hey, ooh, I get it. Gosh, this is so hard. I empathize with you. Empathy is powerful. I have a Facebook group for betrayed spouses. The link is below if you haven't joined it yet. And what's so nice about the group, I think, is because we empathize with each other. Like, we get it. We understand how anxiety is ruling your life right now. We understand how devastated you feel. We understand how you feel so drawn to snooping on his phone. And we get it. You've got a whole bunch of women in this group. It's for women only. And we get it. That's empathy. That's challenging for betrayed spouses. And here's why I think that is. It's hard for us to have empathy for our spouse's feelings because we don't understand how they could be hurting. Why are they hurting? I'm the one who should be hurting, not them. They made a choice. Why are they hurting when I'm the one? Do you see? It's because our hurting seems to be the most understandable thing happening out of an affair. Why are they hurting? So it's hard for us to understand. Now, I believe over time, many of us get to where we do understand and can provide that empathy because we've started to realize their internal struggle, maybe what led them to the affair in the first place. We're starting to kind of get it. Oh, that was going on inside of you. Wow, that was a lot of pain you were experiencing. We start to get it. Not that we're excusing the affair. No. We don't do that because there are healthier ways to deal with the pain inside of you than having an affair. But what we do start to understand is maybe what they were experiencing that led them to the affair, or maybe what they experienced after. Guilt hurts. Feeling guilty hurts. Feeling shame is painful. So we start to get it. Oh, that's why you were hurting. But we don't get there immediately. So I think it is hard for us to show empathy out of the gate with affair recovery. I think it's hard. But I think what we can do is we can try to practice compassion. You see, compassion is different than empathy. Compassion, you might not be able to fully understand why someone feels the way they do. Compassion is saying, I see that you are hurting. And compassion has this little extra addition to it. It's actually an action, okay? Compassion is what we do. Compassion has an action element to it. So it's not just saying, ooh, I see that you're hurting. It's, I see you're hurting and I care enough to come alongside you and say, how can I help? I think how we lean in to our unfaithful spouse's hurt can make a lot of difference in not only their healing, but ours. It can help us lean into forgiveness down the road. It can help heal the relationship if we can just lean in with some compassion. Our spouse is a human being. Yeah, they did a horrible thing. They did. They hurt us deeper than anyone else has ever hurt us in our life. They have betrayed us in the most intimate and horrible way. But they're a human being. They're a human being that we've made a choice to stay with, if you're watching this and you've chosen to stay. So leaning in with compassion can help teach us how to have compassion for ourselves, how to lean into forgiveness when the time comes, and it can help heal the relationship. It actually demonstrates for our spouse what compassion looks like. If they're not showing you a lot of compassion, you're showing them compassion, they're starting to see and feel what that could be for us if they were to do the same thing with us. I know this is hard to do, and I understand that our anger and bitterness can keep us from wanting to do this. But it can be such a powerful catalyst to taking your marriage to the next step, to getting beyond all of this into a place of healing, if that's what you want. If that's not what you want, then this isn't really the video for you, and I get that. But if that is what you want, consider it. Ask yourself how you can show compassion when you can see clearly your spouse is struggling emotionally. Clearly they're hurting. What would that look like if you showed compassion? Down the road, that could become empathy. That could become empathy. You could actually start to really understand what's going on with them, and then it becomes something deeper and more intimate through empathy. But compassion, because it's kind of an act of getting in there and saying, ooh, I see you're really hurting. How can I help? There's something that happens there. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Now, what I don't want you to hear me saying is to show compassion and do so despite how you feel. If you are not there yet, don't go there. Don't force yourself to do something you're not ready to do. Okay? You'll know when you're ready. You'll know when you look at them and their sadness makes you sad. Instead of feeling glad that they're sad, you're actually sad that they're sad. You're ready for compassion. Okay? Give it a try. See if that doesn't help you feel a little bit closer to your spouse. Perhaps you can help bring them in on a more intimate level. Your emotional intimacy can deepen, and perhaps your relationship will start to heal and get to a better place because of it. I think it's worth a try. Okay, I work with my clients on this, and I'm a master certified coach. I'd love to work with you. Free session below. It's a free consultation just so you can kind of get to know what coaching is like, and we can see if it's a good fit. So you can schedule that below. Lots of freebies below. Join my Facebook group so you can actually have that empathy from other women going through what you're going through right now. Give it a try. And hey, if you're not ready for this, just put it in your back pocket. One day you will be.